Israel, according to the Torah, have no right to exist. Nobody have the right today to take away a part of land of the population living there and give it a gift for other people.
Mohammed is by far the most popular name in the UK now.
We're the most dangerous place for a Jew to live. State of Israel.
But you're not giving your view.
Jewish people are in exile. We have no right to rule any country. It means a strong Zionist influence on the world media.
As a Tommy Robinson, do you have an opinion on him?
The state of Israel will come to an end 100%. From the river to the sea. All Muslim countries today, Jews live peacefully.
Told in the media that the problem might be the far right, and almost exclusively these attacks are done by
the British people was colonizing the Palestine.
You'd say that Netanyahu is not Jewish. You wouldn't classify him as Jewish.
100%.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Any of you be happy to speak on camera? Just answer a few questions.
1 second.
Saturday you can't speak on the camera. Oh, okay.
Sunday, Monday, any day.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, I'll take your contact details then. Okay, no worries, thank you.
Yo, what up? Off to meet Rabbi Beck, just driving down. And it's going to be an interesting interview, I think. We didn't have the chance to speak at Unite the Kingdom rally, or the counter-protest rather. But I'm sure we'll have a great conversation. Okay, well, thank you for having me very much, Rabbi. So to give a brief background, we met at the Palestine March, which was on the 16th of May. And obviously you couldn't talk because it's Shabbat. And we agreed to have another interview. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
If you'd like to maybe introduce yourself to the viewers, just a brief background about where you're from and how you came to be a rabbi.
So really, my name is Rabbi Elhanan Beck. I born in Palestine, and my whole family gone out from Palestine in 1970. We are not the only ones. There are tens of thousands of Jewish families has gone out from Palestine and don't want to live under the Israeli regime. And many of them are here in England, many of them in the USA, mainly in the USA. My father is one of the, among many people, they gone out of the state of Israel. And I become active more in the USA when I was a teenager. In the same time I studied to become a rabbi.
So when did you move to the USA?
1970 we come for a short while here in England.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Canada and to the USA.
And what was the reason for the move? Was it like work or religious reasons or to get?
I think it was more, we find a better way how to settle in the USA better than at that time in England. Maybe about the papers to get a visa.
Yeah.
I don't know, because in 1970 we're speaking now, yes, about 60 years nearly.
And I know you probably quite young when you left, but how did you so you lived in Palestine or?
I born in Palestine,
Israel.
but I was a small child.
Yeah.
What means in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And then we tried to come to England. I was a small child, so I couldn't remember exactly. I remember the area from that time. However, the reason why the family gone to the US, to Canada and the USA, I don't know exactly. It looks like that we settled better there.
Mm.
And I married here for 40 years ago, here in England, in London. And since then, I'm here. So I get active still in New York.
Okay.
When I was a teenager, but I continued here.
So what do you class yourself as in terms of nationality? What's your family background? Like, are you several generations born in Palestine, or did you your family migrate from Europe to Palestine? Like, how did you
My
end up
mother
there?
is already 7 generations in
Oh, really?
Jerusalem.
Wow. Okay.
My father was in Hungarian,
Okay.
and he was in a bunker throughout the Holocaust
Okay.
in Budapest. And thanks to God, he was saved from the Nazis. And then he moved to Palestine, and he married there. And then 1970 we gone out.
Okay, that's great. And then, well, thankfully he, survived the war and everything was great. And then, so you came into the UK, and then, so you class yourself as Palestinian by nationality, or would you say you're Jewish by nationality? Because in the Soviet Union and many countries, that Jews is classed as their own nationality. So I'm interested to hear your perspective. You've been, I guess, raised in different parts of the world. How do you identify yourself in terms of national identity?
So I will ask you the same question. You are a Christian, yes?
Yes.
Now, what nationality you are? You are Christian nationality?
No,
you are a Muslim nationality?
It's a difficult question. I mean, I was born in the Soviet Union.
I just want to bring out the point.
No,
not this is the point.
Yeah.
The point is, I want to explain you that Christian is a religion.
Mm.
It's not a nationality. You can be Russian, you can be Australian, you can be American, you can be UK. You are the same Christian in the whole world. Okay, there are Catholics and Protestant, I think, I'm not so sure. Yes, however, but you will not say I'm a Christian in my nationality.
Many
Christian is your religion.
Yeah.
Nationality, okay, depends where you're born, what's your passport. Maybe today you have a UK passport, no different. Yes, that means nationality is a materialistic idea, have nothing to do with your religion. Religion, you can be Christian. If you are Christian, you can be a black people, a white people. You can be a Chinese. Yes, you can be whatever you want.
Many people in the Soviet Union, particularly in Eastern Europe, Jews is classified as their own nationality. That's their national identity. Whether it's right or wrong is, it's not my decision.
So at this point I want to bring out, Judaism is a religion. Have nothing to do with a nationality. You can be a black Jew, a white Jew, a Japanese, Argentina, no difference wherever you live.
So it's safe to say that you don't classify your nationality as Jewish.
Yes.
What would you classify your nationality as?
If I have an English passport, I'm a United Kingdom. My nationality, I'm English based.
So by citizenship, you classify yourself as British and nationality as well.
And my brother, from the same father and mother, he lives in Canada, he's Canadian. And my sister, she lives in New York. Yes, she's a United States citizen.
It's an interesting point you raised.
It's nothing to do, because the religion, it's across all over the world.
I had the conversation. There was an Irish Republican at the rally, the Palestinian rally, and we had this conversation. And he said that he used the example that a Nigerian could come to Ireland, and they would be Irish, but ethnically they're not Celtic. So Celtic people are their own national identity. And then we got into that discussion that does holding a passport of that country make you does that make your ethnicity of that country? So for you, you're not ethno-nationalist, you're like a civic nationalist. So basically anyone that has a passport of the country, that's your
the nationality is, of course, it's a main part of the life of a person, but this is not the main thing. Our purpose in the world is to serve God. My religion, this is my purpose, what I'm here for. educate the children on this way. We know there's another world. I believe that you as a Christian, you also believe in another world. Yes, there's two worlds. So, of course, everybody have to have his own country, have to serve in the army, have to do whatever the service for the country. Yes, I'm here, I'm living in England, so I'm a teacher and I work in other parts. What I'm doing, I try to give for the social community. Like everybody have to give his part for the world, for the country where he lives in. Yes.
So on that note, do you believe that every peoples has a right to their own land? So, for example, if the Japanese has a right to live in Japan as a majority people, in Saudi Arabia, for example, in Palestine, obviously, and I know your stance on Israel, but the UK, British people with a unique identity. Do you believe that they have a right to their land?
Look, I think that everybody agrees to that. That a land belongs to the people who are living there. Yes, United Kingdom, the people who are living here, they have the right to the land. Nobody have the right to take it away from the English people, take away England from the English people. Yes, we have our Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Yes, we honor him. It's very nice. He's our Prime Minister. We are proud of him. Very good. What will happen?
Well, it depends on who you ask, obviously.
Okay, let's speak. Yes, on this way. Now, what will happen if one day he or even the king, yes, he will decide to give away Manchester, give it a gift for the Italians? What will happen? There will be a revolt. Nobody will agree with him. They will say, you are my king, very nice, as long as you protect our rights. You want to give away my land for other people? Why? You haven't got a right to that. The land belongs to people. If somebody becomes a king or prime minister of a land, it doesn't give him the right to take it away. When somebody gets a king or a prime minister, he has to serve the people, to try to do the best for the people, to live there, to make the land better, an easier place, a safest place, but not to make the danger, not to take it away from them. Just 1 second, let me bring out the point. And this is not only in England, this is in the whole world. The land belongs for the people who are living there. Now, when we're coming to the question of Palestine, everybody knows the history, knows for 110 years, about 120 years, the Jewish population in Palestine was very small, maybe between 5 and 10%. The rest of them was Palestinian people. Many people say, oh, never was a Palestinian country.
Sorry, Robert, can I just adjust that? I just realised, there we go.
Many people say that there is no such a thing as Palestinian country. It belongs to England and then to the Turks, before that to the Turks. So there's no Palestinian land. So the United Kingdom or England give them away for Jewish people. You can call the Palestinian people what name ever you want. However, this piece of land, when they live in, no difference who was the occupier of this land at the time. However, the land belongs for them, for these people. These people, what people calling today Palestinians. You can say whatever, but this is very simple. A land belongs to the people living there. This is the Palestinian people. So Palestine belongs to the Palestinians. No difference if Turkey have the power to take it over, England have the power, or the United Nations have the power. No difference. No one have the right to take it away, the land from the people living there, and give it a gift for other people. Who gives them the right?
That's
Not the UN can do that, not the UK can do that, even not the Turks can do that, even not the Palestinian Prime Minister cannot do that.
I understand your point. So going back to the question of nationality, you can say that you maybe view nationality as a fluid concept in terms of, civic nationalism. So over time, surely there are two factors in terms of Palestine. The people Palestinian can change, i.e., the genetic makeup, their belief system, their structure, their core values. It can change over the time. So, for example, the Palestinians that are in Palestine now wouldn't be the same of those 1,000 years ago, or those predating Islam, for example. So, you can essentially go back to every, and to clarify, I'm not pro-Israel, I'm not anti-Israel, I'm just interested in the point that you made, because pre-Islam, obviously Palestine exists, there were Palestinian people, well, we could play semantics, but whatever they wanted to call themselves, let's call them, for modern day history's sake, Palestinian. But they could argue that, why is Islam being imposed on us? They had their own belief structures. And what do you say to the people that can argue that, okay, well, a country is only exists as much as the people can defend it? So do you not think by that argument that the people from 1500 years ago, say for example, can say, okay, well, we're the true Palestinians, we're not Muslim, we're not Jewish, we're something else, maybe Zoroastrianism or something?
I really don't understand exactly, because I didn't say that Palestine should be under Muslim rule or Christian rule. It's not is the point. The point is who belongs the land. Belongs to the Palestinian people. What religion to...
But then anyone could be Palestinian.
One second, what religion to be there?
Yeah.
This depends on the people there. Make the votes, I don't know. If somebody forced the other ones, it's not my business to go into the internal policies, what they have between themselves. They should fight, they should make votes. Of course, nobody looks for fighting. I mean, I just bring out the point. I just come here to say, physically, a land belongs for the people who are living there. Nobody can take it away. You say the religion can change with the years. Okay, it's change. Make a new vote or fighting. I don't know, whatever you want. No different.
But then anyone can.
Now, if somebody from some outside come in to take away the land, could we have the power?
Yeah.
But it doesn't give them the right.
But that's always happened throughout history.
Okay, fine, very good. What can I do?
No.
I'm not here to fix the wall.
So how?
But if you ask what is right, what is wrong, to understand what is right, what is wrong, right is that the land belongs for the people who live in it.
So how far back do we go? So, for example,
I'm not going back, even not to one generation. Who living there?
Well, now, or you say, for example, let's take Palestine. I mean, I can apply it to any country, but let's say for Palestine. Say Israel occupy part of Palestine. So by saying that the country is a right to anyone who lives there, you can say, okay, well, now the Israelis live there, so that's their land.
Fine.
I'm not saying I agree, I'm not saying I disagree.
No, but you have to understand that. I mean, this is very... If the Irish people will come into England, you will take it over. The next day they will say, oh, we are the majority.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes? Okay, everybody understand.
So then England becomes Ireland.
Yes, of course, everybody understand. They have no right to take it away from them. That's all.
But every land, this is what I'm saying, every land at some point was taken away from someone. So how far back do you go?
Give a look. I'm not here to judge the world, and I will never put the world on the right tracks. Yes. I can just say from my point of view in the situation what is today. To judge people for 200 years ago, if the Americans are right or the Red Indians, I'm not here to judge that at all. I mean, and I will never put right things on the right place. Yes, and everybody say, I'm right, he's right. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
So your position, just to clarify, you're anti-Israeli, anti-Israel. You don't believe that Israel should exist. And can you elaborate a bit more on that as to why your reasons for that is?
Yes, really, that all what I said, it's true. But not this is my reasons why we are against the state of Israel. You bring out a question, I answered you the question, but not this is the thing. To understand why we are against the state of Israel, I will try to begin from the beginning.
To summarise for the viewers, because many people will be watching this and they'd be interested to think, people that saw the march could be shocked that, why is the rabbi here, a Jewish guy here with the Muslims protesting against Israel? So it's just an interesting point. So if you could expand on it.
We don't have minor differences between us and Israel, and even not big differences. We are total opposing the state of Israel according to the Jewish religion.
You say we, how you mean Orthodox Jews?
Not Orthodox Jews. People looks like me. You can call them Hasidic Jews, you can call them Haredi Jews, you can call them ultra-Orthodox.
And how many of you, what percentage of you incorporate the Jewish population? So would you say people that look like you make up 20% of the Jews, 10%? What would you say?
Look,
just as a rough estimate, so we know.
I will come back to you. I will come back to the point. Let me bring out the thing from the beginning. We have to understand what is Judaism and what is Zionism. And then we will understand that they cannot go together. Not only they can go together, they are totally opposing each other. Judaism is a religion. It has nothing to do with a nationality, as we spoke. You can be a black Jew, a white Jew, no difference. You don't have to live in the East and not in the West. You can live in all over the world, wherever. As long as you believe in the Jewish faith and principles. Of course, you have to be born Jew, or at least...
So you don't believe someone can convert to Judaism?
Or convert to Judaism, no difference. No difference. If any person, a Chinese, converting to Judaism is the same Jew as me. And if somebody gone away from the Jewish religion, then it's not counted as a Jew. This is not my words, this is the words of Maimonides. I don't know if you heard about him. He was one of our greatest leaders for about 1,000 years ago. He put down the 13 principles of Judaism. Of course, we get the Torah by the Mount Sinai 3,500 years ago. But he summarized them in some certain points that everybody who believes in is clear in these points, he is called a Jew. He is counted as a Jew, and if not, he's not counted as a Jew. And I give you the reference, just if one of the viewers will understand my language, I will show it you inside.
Okay, sure.
This is here.
Just Rabbi Beck's out of camera, but he's getting some
this is the Talmud.
Books. Oh, okay.
Yes, this is, I show it you here. This is for the reference is for the viewers.
You've got the bookmark here already.
Yes. This is Sanhedrin, Sof Perik Chelek. For these people who understand the reference, I said the reference. The Rambam, the Maimonides, he said here the all 13 principles. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I finish off. Everybody who is clear in these 13 principles is counted as a Jew. And if not, is not counted as a Jew. So again, what is Judaism? Judaism is not a race, it's not a religion. Everybody who converted to Judaism is the same Jew as me. Everybody who gone away from Judaism is not counted as a Jew. Could we have the power to call himself Jews? Yes. But it is the same, like if the Christians, they will, what is Christian? The Christian religion. It's also the same thing. This is a belief. No difference if you live in the United Kingdom, or you live in the USA, or you live in the eastern countries.
It's more like sects,
Yes,
isn't
if
it?
you
It's quite
live
sectarian.
even in Iran, I don't know, wherever you live, yes. If you believe in the Christian belief, then you're a Christian, that's all. There's no difference wherever you live. No difference in the color, no difference in any, the only thing is what you believe. The same thing is Judaism. This makes a Jew for a Jew, and this makes a Jew for not a Jew.
So back to the point for why you don't believe in the state of Israel.
No, we'll come back to that later. Give me another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm conscious that people might lose track because there's a lot of information to process and take in.
I can summarize it after. But this is Judaism. What Judaism stands for. Zionism, from the other side, he was founded by Theodor Herzl. I don't know if you heard about him. He came from Vienna, Austria. He was a secular Jew. He don't believe in God, he don't believe in the Torah, in the Bible, in nothing. He even didn't make a circumcision for his own son. But a circumcision really is the last thing what Jewish people keeping, even secular Jewish people, but at least they're making a circumcision.
Just briefly, why is circumcision so important?
This was the first commandment that God gave for Abraham, our forefather.
Why in particular circumcision though? Why is it? Is it just because it was written and people carried on doing that? Tradition?
No, it's one of the commandments, but you ask why it's so important. I can only tell you could be because this is the first commandment what God gave.
But is there like a practical reason for it? This is what I mean. So like, for example, thou shalt not steal, because you're not taking something, you're taking something that doesn't belong to you. You can say that, okay, that's the practical reason for it. Is there a practical reason
Could be there is, but it's too difficult to go into that.
Okay.
However, this is the fact. You can see that even secular Jews are still making a circumcision for the sons and keeping Yom Kippur 1 day a year, fasting. These two things what even secular Jews keeping. But Theodor Herzl didn't believe in God, he didn't believe in the Torah, so he don't keep nothing. He didn't make a circumcision, he was proud of that.
Okay.
So Zionism, he have a different look on Judaism, and it's...
and what year was this?
Pardon?
What year was this?
130 years, exactly.
Okay.
It was that, so again, we as Jewish people, we are united by the Torah. We are united by the believing God. Yes. But he was an unbeliever. So he had a different look. What will unite Jewish people as a nation? So he took the idea of Judaism.
Why did he want that? Why did he want to unite the Jewish people?
Because he saw many people what they are as a special sect, and there is no God what they unite them, and there is no Torah what's to unite them. So he's looking for something to replace that. So he think, okay, we have to replace like every nation in the world. Yes, he emptied out the religion, Judaism, from the holiness, from the religion, fill it in with a materialistic movement. To be a Jew, you have to save the army of your country, speaking Hebrew, and so on and so on. I'll give you an example. If somebody will take Islam, yes, he is a non-believer, but he sees so many Muslims, and
he feels compelled to...
And even there are many of them, but maybe they are also not non-believers. So what he's doing, he wants to have some idea, he united all these people together.
Okay.
So he's emptying out Islam from the religion, and fill it into a national movement. If you want to be a Muslim, you have to live in the East, you have to speak Arabic, and so on. I don't know what symbols they will fill it in. Yes, you understand, this is fake Islam, this is not Islam. Islam is real believing in the Muslim principles. And even if somebody have the power to empty out Islam from the religion and fill it in with empty movements like have a strong country, you have to speak Arabic and so on, but this is fake. The same thing is in Judaism. If there was some Jewish person who decided to empty out Judaism from the holiness, from the religion, and fill it in with any national movement, with movements like speaking Hebrew, blah, 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 blah. This doesn't justify this. This is only, he succeeded, unfortunately. He succeeded to twist it out, Judaism, take it out from its context, transformed it from a holy religion into a national movement.
An identity.
Empty from the holiness, empty from the religion. This is what Zionism stands for.
Okay.
So you can understand Judaism is believing in God. Zionism is go away from God. Forget about God. Just have a strong country, unite, not the Torah unites you, not the believing God unites you. What unites you? A strong country speaking Hebrew. This is one step. I will come back to a bit deeper to understand it better. Really we have to speak it later, but I will bring it out for the clearness of that. We often hear, just a second.
No problem. I can pull. Take as well. Thank you. Thank you. Do you have to say a prayer before you?
A blessing to God.
Oh, okay.
We make a blessing to God about 100 times a day.
Oh, really? Wow.
This is because to remember God in the whole life.
Okay.
And really, we have really to thank God for everything what they do.
It must take a lot of time to do that in the day.
Yeah. And this is very, we're going up with that.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
small childhood,
So it's second nature to you.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
So again, we often hear in the media Netanyahu say the promised land, the promised land.
Mm.
It's true that God promised a land for the Jews, but the land was promised only under certain conditions. If we keep a high level of life. As you can see written in the Torah itself, 40 times it's written in the Torah that God gave the land for the Jewish people only if they will keep a high level of life. If not, it's said in the Torah that we will be exiled of the land. And then, I don't know if you read the books of the prophets, the 24 books, especially in Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Jeremiah, you will see that God sent the prophets to warn the Jewish people to repent, and if not, they will be exiled. At the end, we failed and God exiled us of the land that you can see very well written in the end of Jeremiah. So the same God that promised the land for Jewish people, the same God that took it away from Jewish people. So this is completely false, what he coming to say about the promised land.
And the condition, is it the main condition that needs to be met is that you believe the Messiah comes back and then you...
This is something else. I will come to this point. I will just bring out that this what he say, the promised land, this promised land, the same God that promised that, the same God that took it away from us, and this is written very well in the Torah and by the books of the prophets. As I told you, you can see that in the end of Jeremiah. The same God took it away from us, the land. Firstly, it's so hypocritically from Netanyahu to speak about the promised land. Can I ask him who promised that? The God, what you don't believe in him? The Torah, what you don't believe in him? Netanyahu was here in England for a few years ago. He gone to eat at non-kosher restaurant. There is enough kosher restaurants here, plenty of them. Why he gone to a non-kosher? To demonstrate I'm not Jewish. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the Torah.
So to clarify, you'd say that Netanyahu is not Jewish. You wouldn't classify him as Jewish.
100%.
Okay.
So who is him to speak in the name of the promised land? Who promised that? If you don't believe in God, if you believe in God, why do you eat non-kosher? Why do you travel on Saturday?
So to clarify, so you mentioned these points, these specific points, that what it means to be Jewish. Netanyahu doesn't follow those points. So by that logic, he's not Jewish.
100%. But let me finish off.
I just try tying it in together for the viewers.
Yes,
all.
it will take another 2 minutes.
Okay.
So you can understand. So Judaism, the Zionists say, from their point of view, there is no God. There is nothing. So they say why we should stay in exile. We believe in God. God sent us into exile. We are in exile by divine decree. We are not rebellion against God. God sent us into exile and besworn us with 3 oaths not to come out of exile. And I will show you the reference of that. Sorry. So what?
You can say the reference. I mean, I can't understand what it says anyway.
Yes,
so.
but the people who know, hear it exactly. Subot, page 111. It's written here that God besworn us with 3 oaths not to rebel against the nations, not to go up to the Holy Land in mass, and not to take back the Holy Land by force, just waiting patiently for the Messiah. When God will reveal His kingdom all over the world, not make a mistake, Messiah will not be another Netanyahu. And the Messiah will not kill innocent people, men, women and children, and making genocide and bloodshed on the world.
This is in reference to Israel attacking Palestine.
Yes, but I bring it out first. What is Messiah?
Okay.
Messiah, when Messiah will come, it will be peace on the whole world, as we say in our prayer books. Many times, where in the Torah it's written many times, that I'll give you one example in prayer in Psalms, chapter 97, it starts, Hashem unoch tugel, it's when God will reveal His kingdom on the world. Everybody will be happy. The whole world will serve Him together in harmony and peace. And this is written many times. However, God commands us to stay in exile patiently waiting for the Messiah and not to rebel against the nation.
And while you're in exile, you can live. You have to live among other people's lands, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
We may live in Palestine.
Yeah.
But under a non-Jewish government.
Okay.
No.
And why does it have to be non-Jewish government? Why can't? Because I mean, there are many. There are many Jewish leaders throughout the entire world. So, for example, you said Netanyahu, Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, for example. Would you classify those people as non-Jews as well?
I don't know them. Netanyahu, I know, but the other one I don't know.
Yeah.
If they are not believing in God and they're not believing in the 13 principles of Judaism,
so essentially
they are not Jews.
So essentially what you're saying is there are 2 classifications of quote-unquote Jews. The true believers, such as yourself, just to summarise, and then the non-Jews.
Give me another 1 minute.
Okay.
Let me finalise my words.
Okay, let's go.
So the Zionists just have a different look on Judaism. No God, no religion. So they say, why we are in exile? We are crazy, we have to organize ourselves. What should the Russian people do if they are in exile? They have to organize themselves, grab a piece of land, and that's all. So that's really what the Zion is doing. They say, why we are in exile? We have to unite all the people, go back, take a land, and take it by force. 1 second.
Okay,
Give me
it's a long minute.
Okay, but, because you stop me every minute. However, so you can understand, Judaism means believing in God. Stick to God, believe in Him, follow Him 100%. Zionism is to say, don't trust in God. How long you will wait for Messiah? Messiah will never arrive. Why do you believe in God? Don't believe in Him. Take the land by force.
What would you say?
So Judaism teaches, believe, trust in God. Zionism say, don't trust in God, don't believe in God. So you can understand that Judaism and Zionism will never go together. These are one opposing each other. Judaism is teaching, believing in God. Zionism is don't trust in God.
So what would you say to those people living in Israel now that say you're wrong, that say that they're Jewish, and obviously there must be rabbis that live in Israel that are for Israel. What would you say to those people that say that, you know, I'm just as Jewish as you, or maybe it's a different sect of Judaism? what would you say to them? Like,
firstly, the idea of Zionism has been founded by non-religious people. And at the time, for 130 years ago, when Zionism came out, all the rabbis, except a very small percentage, you can count them in by one hand or two hands, finish. Well, they was pro-Zionist, but all the rabbis in Europe, in Russia, in Ukraine, in Poland, in Hungary, in Romania, in all over Europe, and all over the world, was strongly opposing the state of Israel.
Okay.
And even today, people looks like me, this type of people, speaking of Orthodox Jews, Hasidic Jews.
Tell you what, if I grew my hair, I'd look a bit more like you as well. I've got curls as well.
Yes, people looks like me.
Yeah.
They are almost against the state of Israel. Let's say in this area here, yes.
Yeah.
You won't find here even one Israeli flag. 1 second.
Yeah,
Let me
okay.
finish my words.
I'm adding to what you're saying. Go on.
It is not only here. The same thing is in Manchester, in Newcastle, in Belgium, in Vienna, in New York, in Canada, in Australia, in Argentina, no different. Wherever you see people like me, there are 65% anti-Israel and 95% they are non-Zionist.
Okay.
Non-Zionist means they have their own life, of the education, of the work, of the anything, what they're doing, the businesses. Israel not a part of their life.
2 quick questions. What percentage of those people do you make up in Judaism? So just a rough estimate, like is it 10% of people that look like you, 20%? How many of those, so quote unquote Jewish diaspora, I mean, whether they class themselves as Jews or not, what percentage do you make up of those people?
A rough percentage of Judaism.
Yeah.
How many people thinking like me? 100.
Yeah, okay. I understand, but you know what I'm saying.
But there are 18 million.
18 million, and what?
18 million Jews about in the world.
And,
unfortunately.
And how many of you guys exist?
Unfortunately, only 2 of them.
2 million.
Only 2 million.
Yeah.
Are religious.
Yeah. So quick maths.
1 second.
About 11.
You don't let me speak and give me 1 minute.
Yeah, no, I'm letting you speak. I want to add to what you're saying. So, just to say, let's say roughly 11%.
You will make it much easier if you let me speaking out.
Okay.
Sorry. There is 18 million Jews. Only 2 of them are religious.
Right.
Yes, but maybe 1 million are ultra-Orthodox, like me.
Yeah.
This is all over the world. And from this 1 million, yes, from this 1 million, maybe even a bit less, maybe 1 million about, there are 95% of them are non-Zionist.
Okay.
65% of them are anti-Zionist. This is exactly.
Okay.
This is outside Israel.
So roughly 5%.
I don't know.
Yeah.
In Israel itself,
yeah,
is different. The percentage is different. In Israel itself, you have more percentage of even people looks like me, what they are Zionists, like the settlers.
And why is
the settlers looks like me?
Why?
And they are the same. They are strong Zionists.
So why, to those people, they look like you, the rabbis. Why do they think that those 13 points that you made, that you showed me? Why do they say that those don't apply? Why do they say that, okay, we can group together? Obviously, you've got conflicting views.
Can I ask you, you are Catholic or you are Protestant?
I'm Orthodox.
Orthodox. What is right? To be Catholic or Orthodox or Protestant? What is the right thing?
Well, I guess it depends to the person. It's a rhetorical question.
What is the right thing? I'm asking you, what is the right thing?
For me,
yes.
For me, it's Orthodox.
Yeah. Who says? Maybe the Catholics are right.
Yeah, I mean, I go to.
If you want to explain me why, yes, the Orthodox are right. We have to sit at least 3 weeks together.
Yeah.
He will bring all the references, and I will bring you all the references, the other side, and this side, and the other side. We will never finish. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. You want me to answer you in 1 minute what they think and why I'm right here, I cannot explain.
So it doesn't.
It's impossible. What can I say is, just look the history. When Zionism came up, all the Jewish people was against them completely. And even today, most of the Jewish rabbis are strongly opposing the state of Israel completely.
How did we get to that point, or how did you guys get to that point, rather, where the majority of quote-unquote 95%, let's say, Jews believe that Israel has a right to exist, and you became the minority? How is it that this person that you mentioned 130 years ago, he was so successful, he's essentially turned the religion on its head? So you said, in your words, it's gone from people, the amount of rabbis that believed Israel can exist, you can count on two hands. Now, it's almost universally accepted through, the mainstream narrative that Israel does have the right to exist. How did you get to that point? Surely that must mean a failing on your part somewhere.
Firstly, I will ask you a question. You are Orthodox
Christian. Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
How many people in the world, they're calling themselves Christian, and they are non-believers?
Okay.
How many?
I mean, by non-believer, you mean go to church or don't go to church?
Yeah, maybe they're going to church sometimes for the, they have to sell something to the children, but they really don't believe in God. Their whole life is not according to the religion. How many?
Roughly the amount of people that go to...
A billion. 2 billion.
Okay, let's say for argument's
How many
sake.
people on them are Orthodox? I don't know. 100,000? 1 million?
No, more than that. I
1
mean,
million?
if
5 million?
Majority of Eastern Europe are Orthodox Christian in some...
But their whole life going according to the religion?
I would say... Well, you could say that...
One second, answer, please.
Yeah.
How many people?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a religious scholar, so it's difficult for me to answer.
I think that the majority of people on the world would call themselves Christian. They are non-believers.
Right.
They are not practicing the religion, really. So, I will come to the question what you're asking. Who is right? Who is right?
How did it grow?
1 second. Who is right? You understand that the right thing is with people who are studying the religion, and they're going on the whole life on the way of this religion. These people have the right to judge what is right and what is not. Yes? However, the other people, they're just doing what they want, and they're coming once a week or once a year to the church and blah 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 and finish, and they're gone away to do exactly what they want themselves, yes? And they don't care about God, about nothing. They have no right to judge if it's right or wrong, because they are of course wrong. Who are the people who are right to judge that? This is the people who are believers. They can judge that.
Would you say
now,
the Catholics...
when you're speaking now about the Jewish people, the same thing. Who have the right to judge that? Firstly, the people who learns Judaism, who learns what Judaism teaches, yes? They're keeping the same way. 3,500 years, it didn't change nothing. They didn't go away, yes? Nobody think that the Zionist people or the secular people didn't go away. Everybody knows that they've gone away from the original way. So even they become a majority, and even they become 99%, they still didn't make the wrong for right. If they gone away from the original way of the Torah, for they themselves will say, yes, they gone away. We left God with the Mount Sinai, with the Torah, we don't need it, and finish. We want to get on our life as we want, yes? So they themselves, they say, we've gone away from the original Judaism, yes? So even they become 99%, and even 99.9, this doesn't make them for real Jews. Who are the real Jews? The people who are keeping the teachings of the Torah up to now. Now you come to ask another question. How this happened, that it's twisted out in this way? This is not such a big question. There was a Holocaust, yes. The main part of Jewish people has been killed by the Nazis for 85 years ago. All the rabbis were killed. And Jewish people, the remaining Jewish people, they was very, very broken. The families was broken. All the people they left, their wives and the children gone to Auschwitz, and they're all singles. There's always a broken world, yes, and then the Zionists come up. Hey, come here. I will save you. I will give you a safe country. I will say. So people get mixed up, yes, with this, and people don't think too much. Oh, they will save us. Very good. Okay, we will go with them. If it's right or it's wrong, they don't think too much.
A lot of them came from Eastern Europe for Israel.
Yes. And people get misled by the Zionists when they say they want to save Jews and they give you a safe country. Never happened again, the Holocaust and blah, 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 blah. And that makes people to get misled into the Zionist idea. This changed the majority. But I come back to the point. It's no difference whatever the reason is. Whoever have the right to judge what Christianity is. Of course, the people who are following that, the people who are studying that, not the people who don't care about it. And they say, no, we want to go our lives as we want, not to be bound to anything. We just call ourselves Christian in their majority, and now they can judge, say what Christianity is. This is crazy. The people who are following the Torah with not any change, and they're still studying, and they're still going the whole life according to the Torah, they can judge what is right and what is wrong.
Okay, it's an in-depth. I feel like we need a stronger drink, but there's you mentioned you bring up the Holocaust, so it's like almost like a catalyst for the nation of Israel, the birth of Israel, right? So
Zionism is already 130 years ago, but the Holocaust was a very strong push politically and even technically to bring in people into the agenda. When they're against them, but they changed.
When you're saying, I mean, when you're saying the Holocaust, you mean in terms of the World War II, the killing of the Jews, right? Because I mean,
yes,
there obviously there's been many genocides that the Soviet Union killed lots and lots of people as well. So, what would you say to the people who have the opinion that a lot of the problems in Germany, in the Soviet Union, in terms of communism, came from people with a Jewish background? What would you say to that in terms of like financiers for, say, for example, the Warburgs for the wars? Because a lot of people still hold the belief that when Jews were exiled, they went to different countries and they created problems. So many anti-Semitic people that don't like Jews, even wanted to make a nation for them to get them out of the country and to send them, okay, you guys go to Israel. So it might not just be a benevolent reason they wanted to create Israel for. It could also be a negative reason that say, okay, let's get the Jews out, let's send them to Israel. Because Stalin made the Jewish Autonomous Oblast. I don't know if you know that. It was a lot of Yiddish people. It was his largest speaking Yiddish.
Baby John.
Well, yeah, it was by Vladivostok in eastern Russia, way back east.
Baby John,
yeah. And a lot of those people, when the nation of Israel, came to exist, they left the Soviet Union and went to Israel. So we could say many people of Israel have an Eastern European background. There's a lot of Ukrainians, a lot of Russians. What do you say to the people that say that a lot of problems have been made by the Jews, and that's why they should have their own country, to not make problems in other people's countries.
I'm not going into the mind of the anti-Semites, and it's a long thing how to bring it out, this point. But firstly, let's say even on the way as you said, yes, why should the Palestinians pay the price for that? Why the Palestinians didn't make anything wrong? If the Russian people wants to give them a country, very good, give them Vladivostok. Give them any country, give them the Crimea. Yes, give them any. Take a piece of land, yes, the half isle of the Crimea, or give them something. Yes, if the USA wants to give them a country, give them Florida.
Well, you could argue that the British Empire gave Israel those lands from.
Palestine long belongs to the British Empire. That's all.
Well, I mean, you could say that the British conquered it, so they have the rights to give it. I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I disagree, but history is written by the victors.
Again, if Keir Starmer had the right to give away England a gift for the Italians.
Well, I mean, okay, on that point, you could say that in 2001, the UK was 87% white British, I think. In 2021, I think it dropped down to 73% white British. The British people didn't have a choice for that matter. The ethnic population, the ethnic genetic makeup of the United Kingdom has fundamentally changed, so much so there's, you could attribute that to ethnic replacement, whether you agree with it or not, in terms of that's what the Bureau of Statistics say. That's from the own government figures. I think it's around about 87 in 2001 to 2021 to 73. So you could say that is happening in the UK, say, for example.
I ask you again, can Keir Starmer take England or Wales, give away Wales for Italian? Because the statistic will anyway change in 500,000 years around. Can he take now, in 2026, Wales, give it away for the Italians?
You can take it.
He can or not? He have the right to that?
Morally, I would say no. But I'd say it is happening in terms of in the UK and a lot of Western countries.
What will happen with over the years, I believe it for them, I don't come to judge that, but nobody have the right today to take away a part of land of the population living there and give it a gift for other people.
So
this is robbery.
Is it right that the native white British people?
You're going in a long process of hundreds or thousands years.
It's not a long process. I think it's a valid point. The drop is gone 14% in 20 years. Is that right?
I didn't want really to go into that.
No, but
because it's really not appealing one to the other. The British people was colonizing the Palestine, or if you don't say the colonizing, could be that the UN gave to them to manage that. No difference, but that give them a right, like Keir Starmer have the right to run the country on good tracks, but they have no right to take away the land. He have no right to say, I want to make the whole London for one big car park. Okay. He cannot do that. This is not him. Yes, he cannot do that.
So in terms of...
Very simple. So the same thing, the British have the right to help out the people who are living in Palestine, to build them up and to educate them, whatever they want, yes? But they haven't got the right to take away the land and give it for another person.
Right, so the country belongs to the ethnic people that live there. It's going back to my original point, Japan for the Japanese. If I go to Japan...
No, not Japan for the Japanese. Japan for the people who are living there.
Okay, so Japanese people...
No, I didn't want to give them the name Japanese.
But they have...
Because now you come, who have the right to be Japanese? Maybe a part of them are Chinese already, blah, blah, blah.
Who has the right to be Palestinian? So if I got a Chinese passport, does that make me Chinese? You said about Chinese earlier.
Give a look.
But it's a valid point that you're not answering.
Everything you can go in from all the sides with some percentage, blow it up the percentage, and then to say it's equal. It's completely. I don't want to go out to the point.
But why is it okay? Why is it not okay for Jewish people to come into Palestine?
Give a look. I tell you, I want to go out of the political question.
It's not political.
One second. I'm Jewish, I'm a rabbi, I speak the way of the Torah.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Torah, Jewish people are in exile, we have no right to rule any country. Full stop. No difference if this is United Kingdom, or this is France, or this is Palestine. We have no right to rule the land. Whoever is right to rule there, could be the British, could be the Turks, I don't know. No difference. I didn't want to go in that because you're going in very deep questions. Who have the right? Jewish people not. Again, not in political view. According to the Torah, we have no right to rule the land. Israel, according to the Torah, have no right to exist.
Rabbi, and I understand your point. I'm using your logic, what you said, and applying it not for Israel and Palestine, I'm applying it for the UK. So the British people, they didn't, like you say, the Palestinian people, you said they didn't have a choice in the matter. Why were the Israeli settlers, the Zionists, put in Palestine? By that logic, you can ask, why did such a large amount of foreign people, Pakistanis, Indians, Bangladeshis, why did they come to the UK? So if it's not right for Palestine, then why would you not answer for the UK? It's the same principle, it's the same concept, no?
It's not my problem.
But
I'm not a leader on the world.
But I understand that, but why would you answer about Palestine and Israel, but you wouldn't answer about, you class yourself as English?
Palestine from the religious point of view. The religious point of view, Jews have no right to have their own country. There's no difference wherever on the world.
Okay, so from a religious view, you explain that point. I think the viewers can come to their own conclusion, but then it would strike me as disingenuous that you would disingenuous, like you would, because you could argue that Israel and Palestine is one of the most politically charged conversations as possible. Me myself, I'm not ethnically English. My family background's mainly Russian. And on the topic of Israel and Palestine, I'm interested to hear your views. It's nice to hear your perspective. And when I apply what you're saying to the country that we're in now, you're not answering the question. So that, to me, it comes across as disingenuous, because you're happy to speak about another land where perhaps you were born in but you don't live in, but you're not happy to speak about the land where you are. My personal opinion is that each people that inhabit the land have a right to live in their land. And I think what we're seeing now is a lot of people, a lot of Western countries, their genetic makeup is changing drastically. So, for example, the culture, the names even of newborn children. For example, Mohammed is by far the most popular name in the UK now, whereas you're going back 50, 60 years ago, that wasn't the case. So you're talking about, I guess, the occupation of Palestine, of people that aren't native to there. Then why is it any different for the UK? Do you see what I mean?
Yes, but I'm not going in.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Very, very simple.
So
I didn't want to go in because everybody have his own perspective. The Irish people have their own perspective about Northern Ireland, and they can explain everything in their perspective, and the English people will explain it as their perspective, and now the white British will explain in their perspective, and the other ones will explain in their perspective, and everybody will come with money ground. So I want to stick to one place.
I appreciate your
I'm coming
stance.
to the point of my perspective in the words of the Torah.
Okay, I appreciate your stance, and it's.
I don't want to touch if they have political right. The Zionists have the political right in Israel or not. I think that not, but I will not. I don't want to go into that.
Okay, and is can I ask?
Yes.
I appreciate your stance.
Yes.
I found that was the stance. I spoke to an Irish Republican, and he had a similar stance where he didn't want to comment on that. He, the gentleman that said, a Nigerian coming to Ireland would be classified as Irish. Can I just ask, is there a reason that you don't want to answer the question? Is that for
I
any?
just explain it. Everybody have his own views, what he think.
But you're not giving your view.
As in your view, yes, that it's good.
Yeah.
It's no problem to occupy anyone's
But why would
land.
you not give your view
And
about the
the
UK?
okay, but you give the right for that. You give the right for people to occupy anyone's land, and the occupation is justified. Okay, I didn't want to comment on that.
Okay, I appreciate that. So now I wanted to ask you, you mentioned.
Ask me more questions about the religion point of view.
Yeah.
I can answer you everything.
Okay, you mentioned about you have, like, to paraphrase, Jews and like fake Jews, right? 18 million people, and then a percentage of you make up like true Jews. Excuse me, and then you've got the fake Jews.
I didn't want to offend.
No. I appreciate that.
I didn't want to offend the secular Jews. I just say the words what my mom decides.
I completely understand. I'm just
Yes.
using it for in layman's terms to make it quite easy understandable. Would you say the majority of people would see a difference between yourself and a person that, by your rationale, isn't technically Jewish? So, for example, if you got like an average person on the street, obviously they see you, that most people know that you're Jewish, and would they say that would they see a difference between you and a Zionist normally without understanding the history? Would you say that they'd classify you as the same religion, even though you wouldn't? Would the average person, so a person that would go to, say, the rally for the pro-Palestinian people, would they be like, oh, why is there a Jew here? So that's what I'm getting at. Would most people see you as the same group, would you say?
What can I say? Unfortunately, this is the situation. I mean, they have the power, they have the media on their side. Yes.
The secular Jews?
The Zionists.
Yeah, the Zionists, okay.
They have the power on their side, and they have the media. And we haven't got this. We have one thing.
Why?
We have one thing. This is the truth. That's all.
What's stopping you from having your own like outlet, your own like, I guess, like channel or something to have your own kind of media? Is the way that the Zionists have? Why is it an issue for you to have your own outlet like the Zionists have?
Again, they have the world media, not their own media.
Okay.
Look, they are here in England since October 7, yes. In the first year, I don't know when you came to England. You were here already.
Yeah, I came when I was 3.
So if you remember,
yes,
since October 7, there was every week a large rally, about 1 year. And then it becomes every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks. And even today it's about every 6 weeks, something like that, yes? You have very small coverage on the mainstream English media. Very small coverage. If there was hundreds of thousands people, yes, there was several thousand.
You're a knowledgeable, smart guy. Why can't you guys organise and then say, look guys, we're putting a YouTube channel together, or start somewhere to educate people? Because I think a lot of people would be interested in knowing that, okay, so
you have just to open the eyes and to understand and to know the power is not always on the right side. The power is unfortunately today on the bad side. I can tell you a story. I used to live in the USA, as I told you.
Whereabouts? Is it New York, is it?
In New York,
Yeah.
yes. And one day we gone out, tens of thousands of Jewish people to demonstrate against the state of Israel. Not tens of thousands of Muslims, tens of thousands of Jewish people. We stand in Manhattan on the 2nd Street. The second day of the Israeli embassy on the 2nd Street. And we came out there, I think the 2nd Street by the 42 Avenue, I didn't remember exactly. On the 2nd Street, I remember that. 2nd Street is a large road, maybe 5 lanes, maybe 7 lanes, a large road. And we came out in tens of thousands, the whole road was blocked. Nothing, even one word was mentioned in the media. And even when the police say the road is blocked, they say there are some roadworks there. This means a strong Zionist influence on the world media. On the world media, not on the Israeli media, on the world media, to silence up any opposition against them. That's what they're doing. Thanks to God, and today there are the social media, but they give us much covering. But if not the social media, nobody will report even.
So I would say that, I guess, there is some pushback, especially in the times that we're in now, against, I guess, the Zionist movement. What you would say, pushback against Israel, pushback against, I guess, the Jewish quote-unquote media, with your words. Why do you think that is? Why is that happening now?
Could be the world wakes up to this thing, what people think it's wrong, even you think it's right. But people think it's wrong. People wake up to the genocide. You don't say that genocide is right. No, I'm sorry, I didn't want to offend you.
No.
I mean, globally. But people wake up, look ahead, what's going on here. The end of the day, they took away the land from the Palestinians. They exiled millions of Palestinians, where they are today in Jordan, and they're still in camps. They haven't got normal houses. And look what's happened in Gaza. And look what's happened all over the world, what the Zionists is doing. And people wake up. Sorry, this is wrong. That's all.
Touching on the topic of, you mentioned the October 7 attacks. So, two things. One, do you think Israel, to give a background, I mean, Israel has power to pinpoint a missile inaccurate, like to within probably 30 centimeters, a foot to where we're sitting. So how do you propose that that these attacks, people coming in on, gliders, how did this happen? Do you think Israel allowed that to happen? Do you think that there was just a catastrophic failure of security? It seems that many people would think that, for such a powerful developed nation with such equipment at the disposal, how did some guys on paragliders come in to the country and, do whatever they did? Like, what do you think happened there? Do you have an opinion on it?
I didn't understand the question, I'm sorry.
So Israel has a lot of resources at their disposal, yeah? And on October 7, the attacks that happened, how do you propose that Israel missed those attacks? How did they not intercept it? Do you think that there's a bigger reason behind how it happened? Do you think Israel let it happen? Do you have an opinion on it?
There are people who say Israel looks for a reason
What do you
to
mean
justify themselves to do the genocide in Gaza. And to justify that, I have to leave in, but I'm not going into that because I have got no proof.
Well, a lot of people...
I have no proof to that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I cannot say it is like that. I just say people say that. I cannot say, really this is a real question that there are proof today that there was money calls to the Israeli, to the military, that the Hamas coming in and there are no response. The first 24 hours there was no reaction. And this is something what's some question, but I don't go into that. I don't know. I didn't want to go into that.
A lot of people, without I guess going into it too much, but the people's opinion shifted from a lot of people shifted that, you know, if they didn't have an opinion on the conflict before, that what happened on that day, they shifted towards Israel, I think. If you were to survey people of 100 people that perhaps didn't feel too strongly either way, a lot of people would say that Israel had the right to then go into Hamas, go into Palestinian territories and attack Hamas. So you could, one could argue, you could say it's bizarre to say so, but one could argue that Israel allowed this to happen in order to gain sympathy from the public. So I see the point that you said that some people may think that. Do you think that by Hamas doing that, do you think it fell out of favor? A lot of people lost support for Palestine, for the Palestinian cause from October the 7th. Do you think that, you know, by doing that, a lot of people sided more with Israel than they did, the public opinion shifted?
Yeah, well, look, you're asking questions what's not in my...
No.
It's no different what I think and what I'm not think. The world, I will not change the world and I cannot change the world. I can only say what is right and what is wrong according to the Jewish religion, and the political issues will not change this. And the power what someone have, it also will not change what is right and what is wrong. And I can just say what is right and what is wrong. Israel have no right not to Gaza and not to the whole state. The whole state, according to the Torah, should go back to the Palestinian people in full, from the river to the sea, not a two-state solution at all. Jews have no right to run any country according to the Jewish Torah. I'm not forcing the world to follow the Jewish Torah. But if you ask me, as a Jewish rabbi, what is the right thing according to the Torah? These are the words of the Torah.
How does it happen? How does it happen that, because Hamas, as far as I'm aware, that there haven't been elections in Palestine for a long time since Hamas came to power. How does it happen? By your words, from the river to the sea, Palestine should have their own state. How does that happen in pragmatical terms? How do you see that happening? We've spoken about the issue at length. What you believe the issue to be?
Firstly, I'm not a politician.
But surely you must have some proposition.
I don't need it. When you will ask a scholar of the Christian, yes, if they believe, some believe, we'll ask him, how do you think it will happen practically?
Well, there must be some
answer
proposition.
You're asking me according to the religion what is right and what is wrong. I tell you what is it.
Yeah, by scripture.
Now, how it will happen, I leave it to God. God will do that.
Oh, okay. Well, God, we could.
How He will do that? Let's wait and see.
Do you do you know of? I think that you're doing maybe the cause a disservice by not having an answer to how that can happen, because
I don't need an answer for that. I'm not a politician. Nobody asked me. I'm not in the position to do something physically.
Well, then you can say that you're just.
I can just say what the word of the Torah is.
You can say
That's
that,
all.
but then people could say that you're complaining about an issue, but when it comes to actually resolving the issue.
And if I will tell you my solution, somebody will listen to that?
I think
somebody
so.
will do that?
I think people are interested in it.
Nobody will do that.
No,
Anyway.
you could say your opinion.
Anything, any conflict in the world, if there is a will there is a way. They will find the way. Yes? I say that every time I want the state of Israel to come to an end. I hope and pray for that. I pray for a peaceful end. And people say it's impossible. Peaceful end. There will be millions of killings. What is my answer to that? You're coming from Russia. Yes? What's happened in Russia for 35 years ago? The USSR. Maybe it was before your time, so you was a small child.
No, I was born in the USSR.
Before your times, yes?
No, I was born in the Soviet
Yes,
Union.
but there was such a strong power, one of the strongest powers of the world, yes? People think to bring an end to this power already of 70 years, yes? 70 years power. Yes, it begins on, 70 years. It was the power of USSR. To bring an end, it will cost millions of lives. Do you remember how many lives it has cost? Even not one single life. Yes, they come up, Gorbachev, he finished it up so peacefully, unbelievable.
Well, you could...
One second.
One second.
I didn't want to go into the political reasons. I just say, if there is a will, there is a way. If there will be a will to dismantle the states, not by the Israelis, by the USA, by the United Kingdom, and the United Nations, the EU, they will understand that Israel is a misfortune. Israel is a misfortune for the Jewish people. Israel didn't bring any safeness for the Jewish people. Just open the eyes. Thank you. Yes, if you just think, Israel say, the end of the day, okay, we are right or wrong, but however, it's happened the Holocaust. Jewish people need their own country, a safe country. We will save them, giving a safe country. Now just open the eyes and just look. Where the most unsafe place for a Jew to live today? Jewish people live in Russia, in Ukraine, here in England, in the United Kingdom, even in the Muslim countries. We're living peacefully. Where the most dangerous place for a Jew to live? State of Israel.
You think that Jews...
One second. This is the most dangerous place. I didn't save any Jew on the world. I live here safely. My children gone up safely. My children don't see tanks, doesn't see soldiers, doesn't see weapons. In Israel, the small children gone up with tanks, with weapons, with soldiers, blah, 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 blah. Is it safe? They didn't bring any safeness to Jewish people. However, I come back to the point that if there will be but the political leaders on the world, they will understand that Israel didn't bring any safeness for Jewish people. If you want to help Jews, thank you very much. This is not the help. Maybe they have good deeds, but the actions is completely mistaken. Israel doesn't help Jews. They're only raising anti-Semitism in the world, Israel. So if they will have a will, they will find a way. How? I don't know.
Going back to, thank you for that, Rabbi. Going back to the Soviet Union, you could argue that...
I must tell you, I have an answer. Yeah. But I didn't want to bring it up.
I'm genuinely interested to hear your answer. But in terms of the Soviet Union, the events that led to it, the famine in Ukraine, for example, there were lots of lives, gulags, lots of people had to die for the situation to get to that point. Perhaps the end situation, the collapse of the Soviet Union, but the events that, that the Soviet Union didn't have the funds, didn't have the food, didn't have the capacity to continue. It took a lot to get there. Just on the balance of, fairness on that, I think that I wanted to ask you, so going back to the point that a lot of people can't differentiate between yourself and then a Zionist, do you feel that there's a lot more, and with the Jewish media, do you feel there's a lot more animosity towards Jews, yourself, and Zionists in these current days, particularly in the United Kingdom? Do you feel that it's
more than earlier? Yes, more than before October 7.
And what is the reason for that? You think it's the conflict between Israel and Palestine?
Of course.
Do you find that there are because a lot of the I would say that a lot of the anti-Semitic attacks, particularly in the UK, are done. It's not native British people that are doing it; it's the Muslims that are doing these attacks.
And not against Jews, against Zionist political agendas.
Well, there was
Yes, the ambulances in Golders Green.
Yeah,
yes.
the ambulance in Old Golders Green. There was a Hasidic Jew. I think he was stabbed the other day.
Yes.
These aren't British people that are doing it. So when you said that Jews live safely in Muslim countries, and the majority of the UK is not currently a Muslim country yet, I find it difficult to believe that when the overwhelming majority, I'd probably say exclusively, the number of anti-Semitic attacks that are carried out in the UK, probably in any Western nation, are done by...
It's not anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
The attacks is anti-Israel,
okay.
anti-occupation.
Well, regardless...
have nothing to do against Jews. The Muslims have no problem with Jews.
Well, I disagree. You
don't have to disagree. You just please open the eyes, yes?
But
then look, in all Muslim countries today, Jews live peacefully in Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Turkey, in Iran, under the missiles. There are 35,000 Jews living in Iran peacefully.
Okay. Well, going to that point then, how did...
Can you give me 1 minute?
Yeah, of course. Sure. No problem.
Sorry.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yes.
I wanted to say, you mentioned that Jews are safe in Morocco and these Muslim countries.
Yeah, this is a fact. Just take a flight, £200, go to Morocco, just look around. You will see the Jews live there peacefully. In Iran, go to Iran. It's free. It's £200 to go to Iran.
How did those countries come to be Muslim though? Because they weren't Muslim before.
You're coming to your point. Way how to thinking, no different.
Yeah.
I tell you the fact.
But by conquest, it's the same way. So why does Morocco, why does Indonesia, from one end from Northwest Africa to East in Asia, why do they have the right to exist as conquered countries?
I don't speak about the right to exist. I'm just speaking about if this attack is anti-Semitic or this is anti-genocide. I told you that the Muslim world have no problem with Jews. They have a problem with the occupiers. The same thing will happen if the French will occupy England. There will be the same hatred, not against English, about occupiers.
That person that was stabbed has no. I don't even think Orthodox Jews can serve in the army, if I'm not mistaken. So they have no bearing.
They're mixing up between these people. They're mixing up. But all the Jews are Zionists.
They're targeting someone, whether or not they are Zionist or not Zionist. It doesn't matter. They're targeting someone based on the perception that they believe them to be of the Jewish faith, and almost exclusively these attacks are done by Muslim people. Or people coming from Muslim countries, whether or not you want to say they're true Muslims or not Muslims.
Why are you not targeting me? I'm going in weekly among hundreds of thousands of Muslims.
Yeah.
Not everybody, nobody's targeting me. Everybody welcomes me.
I'm very happy that you're welcome. I'm very happy that you're not targeted. But the fact of the matter remains that these people are targeted based on the perception that they are Jewish, and they're done almost exclusively by Muslim people. We're told in the media that the problem might be the far right or this, that, and the other. When you look at the actual the statistics, the genetic makeup of the people that are carrying out these attacks, these are non-native British people that usually follows or almost always follows the Muslim faith, and you're telling me that Jews are safe in Muslim countries. I don't.
We have two different tracks. I'm speaking about something else. I'm speaking what is the reason of the attack. Is it the same reason what the Nazis have to kill Jews? Is it the same reasons what all the anti-Semitic people for centuries killing Jews? Or this is a new reason, the reason called occupation.
But the reason
One second, could be they're targeting Jews because they're mixing up between Jews and Zionists. But again, what is the reason to kill the Jew? The reason is old fashion of anti-Semitism, or no, this is the new problem of Israel. Now, I don't tell you if the,
I just keep talking, sorry, I just wanted to check. Yeah.
I'm not telling you that they are not targeting Jews. They're targeting Jews because they're mixing up between Jews and Zionists. But what is the background of that?
Okay.
What is the reason? The reason is the state of Israel.
But even if they are mixing it up for Zionism or not Zionist, the fact is that those attacks are happening, and I'm very happy that it hasn't happened to you. But I assume that you're not far removed from someone that it has happened to, and the reason for the attacks happening is irrelevant. The fact is, it's happening by those group of people, which you're saying that Jews are safe in those countries. They are people coming from those countries into the United Kingdom, into Western countries. It's all exclusive, not just in the UK, exclusively in any Western country. These are predominantly, almost exclusively Muslim people attacking Jews. And you want me to believe that Jews are safe in Muslim countries when the Muslims are coming to the countries when they're not native and attacking Jews? How does that? There's no logic.
Give a look. I didn't want to offend you.
I'm not offended. Don't worry. I'm enjoying this conversation. I really am enjoying this conversation. But I'm speaking, from a perspective where someone, the viewer, might say or disagree with you.
People say, why do you look on facts? Don't look on facts. Understand that? No, you have to look on facts. Facts is the most strongest thing. Look in my area. We're living here in this area, Stamford Hill, yes?
Right.
Thousands of Jewish people, yes? Together with thousands of Muslims. Synagogues side by side by mosques.
Okay.
All our minicab drivers here, 400 or 500, are Muslims. We sending the small children of 2-3 years in playgroups with the Muslim minicab drivers. I never heard even one single incident. Yes, they are here. We have thousands of our youth.
Right.
Thousands of the Muslim youth.
Okay.
Yes. There is no incident. 1 second. The fact is a fact. You can't deny that. Take a flight to Iran. Take a flight to Morocco. You will see that there is a brilliant life. You come with some calculations. Very nice. But look, the two facts. It's happened something there and something there. This doesn't make unsafe. Yes? I don't know which area you live. You live in the city? It's a safe area. Generally, it's safe.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, nothing that somebody starved other person, it's happened.
No, yeah.
But it's still safe. You're sending your children to the park, you don't have any problem.
I'd say some areas are more safe than others.
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
I wouldn't send my children to the park if I lived in some areas of London, believe me.
But I mean, it's happened, some incidents doesn't mean it's generally unsafe. There's quite a safe area. And that's what you say, I coming to tell you how Jewish people living in the Muslim countries? No, I don't have to tell you. Just open the eyes. You will see it with your own eyes.
So the Muslims that you live alongside of, and you would say the majority of them are British, as in British passport holders, British Muslims.
I didn't check the passports.
But then the people, for example, the guy that stabbed the person the other day, he's not been in the UK for a long amount of time. Okay. So he's not grown up around people like yourself. He's come from one of these allegedly safe countries, which you say, and the majority of them are. There's a guy that was decapitated. I think 2 guys got decapitated in Reading. These attacks are carried out by people that are newly arrived into the UK from these alleged safe countries, which you're saying. So, whereas I've been to 65 countries. I've lived in Saudi Arabia. I've been to Indonesia, the biggest Muslim country in the world. I've seen. I'm well traveled. I speak several languages. But what I'm seeing in my own eyes is people coming from these alleged safe countries, and they're predominantly carrying out the attacks against whether or not Zionist or not Zionist. So I don't buy the logic where you're saying. I'm sorry, I can't see that. I mean, I could go to these countries, of course, but I'm just speaking in terms of.
Yeah, look, I cannot tell you. I myself, I was in Morocco. My friends was in Iran many times, and we saw the life there. What can I tell you?
So why
I
are
can
they?
tell you, I myself, I was in Morocco. I was so welcome. I was so welcome. I gone with this.
Yeah, because you have that, but I assume if you
again,
why would you wear that though?
I come to the point that the hatred is toward the have a reason. You say it's irrelevant. It is relevant. The hatred is against the occupier and not against a Jew. So the second the difference between a Jew and the occupier, I have no problem with you.
So you have a visual aid that says that, I guess, differentiates you. So if someone starts attacking you, like, oh no, I've got this, you know, I'm cool. I'm not one of the bad guys.
Not uncool. He's not hating me.
And I'm sorry.
He's not hating me.
I'm just using a phrase. So if you didn't have that, they wouldn't be able to differentiate you, and then it's
so
likely
it's a problem. But the thing is, the fact, it's no point to argue on a fact.
Yeah.
Please find out the fact if it's like me or like you.
Last question. So why is it that the bulk of these attacks are carried out by new arrivals from the supposedly safe countries?
I don't have to answer it.
Well,
I can ask a few more questions. I didn't want.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just interested to hear your reason because
I'm sorry. I didn't want to offend you.
No, I'm not offended at all.
I didn't want to go in the side.
No.
I'm speaking to you about a fact. You told me, okay, but you came with this calculation.
Rabbi, I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I'm here. Trust me. I've driven 2.5 hours to get here because I'm interested in what you have to say, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. So. Going back to the march, let's say, so I'd say proportionately that more people that have a problem with Jews this is my opinion, would come from the Muslim faith. As Christians,
not with Jews.
Yeah,
with the occupiers.
With occupiers. People that look Jewish, let's say, or people that are visibly seen as Jewish.
Yes.
So,
people, but they're thinking that they are the occupiers.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't hold someone if, for example, Russia and Ukraine are at war. Say, for example, special operation, whatever you want to classify it. I wouldn't look at a Ukrainian or I wouldn't look at a Russian and say, oh, you're this and you're this, because they're so far removed from the situation and there's no way of me knowing without speaking to them, whereas a lot of people don't give that thought into consideration. They don't give the grace. However, so the bulk of people would be surprised, I would say, at your presence at the pro-Palestinian march. You've explained the reasons, you explained the religious scriptures. I wanted to ask, what do you think of the counter march? So I went to both the marches. Just a spoiler alert, the only problems that occurred, I was actually assaulted. I can show you the video later. I was assaulted by people at the Palestinian march. I'm not saying that's a representative of all the people that attended there. I'm just saying that's categorical facts of what happened. What's your opinion of the United Kingdom people that attended the rally? Do you the people that were there with the Zionists? What do you think about them?
I really don't like to comment about other people.
I mean,
especially about non-Jews. I can comment about the bad people from the Jewish nation, from the so-called Jews, yes, when they gone away from the Torah. Also, I'm not attacking them. I not say, and I just say what the Torah says of these people and what is right and what is wrong. But really, I don't like to comment about other people.
So, if you wanted to educate the people, then why? Surely it would be a better idea to go to the march that maybe people wouldn't agree with you, because you're going to a march where already I'd say the majority of people agree with you. So why would you not go to the United Kingdom march? Why did you choose that march in particular? Would it not be more a better use of your time to educate people that aren't aware that there are Jews
if people
against
will
Israel?
come to make a genocide, yes, in the name of the Russian Republic, you will find your duty to come up and to say what is a real Russian means.
Right, I agree.
But if the Pakistan will do something, it's not your business. That's not your business, of course. You stand up for the right in the whole world. But however, if people of you people, what they call themselves Russian people, they're doing something wrong, you find for your duty to bring out the right point, yes? If the Zionist people doing something what is wrong in the name of Judaism, in the name of the Torah, in the name of God, we find our duty to come out and to say, no, this is not God.
So why not go to the Zionist rally then? Why you're preaching to the choir by going to the pro-Palestinian rally?
Palestinian rally, we have the coverage of the social media at least.
And the United Kingdom that had
we have no coverage there.
But you can go there. There are plenty of people.
But they will not cover me.
I would have loved to speak and spoken to you.
Yes, but other people not. Even we will speak to people personally. Mm-hmm. But when we're going to a rally on the Muslim side, yes, we have coverage of hundreds of thousands of people. Not of 10, not of 20, not of 100.
There were more people at the United Kingdom than there were in
That is the point. The point is that we have the social media that are interested what we have to say, what we want to say. In the Israeli side, they are not interested.
Rabbi, I disagree. I think lots of people would, in fact, I was a bit, I wouldn't say perturbed, but I was a bit confused as to why there were so many Israeli flags at the United Kingdom rally. And I think it would have been a perfect opportunity for someone like yourself. I would advise for you to go to the next rally there and speak to people and see how it is, because
it took your advice into account.
I think actually a lot of people that went there were anti-Israel, even anti-Zionist. There were even arguments amongst people.
Could be. I haven't got experience with that.
What's your? I was curious about your. I don't know if you know much about him, but a lot of people say that the reason for the Israeli flags at the United Kingdom rally is because the organizer Tommy Robinson is himself, he's a Zionist and he's funded by Israel. He, being the organizer of the United Kingdom rally, do you have an opinion on him?
I don't like to comment about other people.
No? Okay, you okay,
even by the protest, somebody come behind me with a big sign. No to the far right, no to Zionism, no to... I told them, I'm sorry, I'm not here for that.
Okay, I'll change the question. Why do you think there was such a large Israeli flag presence at the United Kingdom rally?
I don't want to comment about
it's not anyone specific, but it's for me, like I say, for me it seemed bizarre. Unite the Kingdom, it would seem UK.
Yeah, look, I have my way of life. Something what I find this is my duty, I'm going into that. Other things, you will ask me who I write with an Arsenal, the football. I have no comment.
Because it seemed to me that people pitch their sides. I personally, I don't think that there should, the majority, the flags there should be of home nations, and maybe, I don't know, there were a lot of Iranian people there. I guess they're adding on
I don't want to. I'm a rabbi.
Yeah.
And I'm not in the political world.
Okay,
I don't want to go into that. I'm sorry.
I appreciate your stance. I was just curious if you had anything to say on it. And
even if I have something, I don't want to give out comments.
I think people will be very interested to hear what you have to say. You're extremely knowledgeable man, and worldly, interesting.
I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
If they want to know what the Torah says, yes, for that I'm here.
Okay.
What to say in political issues, what you say, and why is that? I may think what I want, but I cannot speak about it.
Well, lastly,
And I will ask you what you have to say about the war between Russia and Ukraine. Also, you don't want to.
what do I have to say about it?
No,
I would say it's nuanced.
I didn't ask
Yeah,
this
yeah,
question.
It's nuanced.
But not everybody wants to stand up for everything. You understand?
It's in a sense of choose your battles. It's in a sense. Look, there's. I understand. You know the reason you're asking me that there's such complex issues and multifaceted. And on one side of the coin, you could say that this side is completely in the wrong. This side has no justification. On the other side, you could say, okay, this side is in the wrong. This side doesn't have the justification. I appreciate what you're saying, and the reason why I'm asking you is because we met at the rally, and I was wondering if you had an opinion. But if you don't wish to give an opinion,
I can speak only about Judaism, the point of view of the religion, about Zionism.
That's absolutely
not
fine.
About England, not about the USA, not about nobody, not about Russia, not about Ukraine, not about nothing.
I appreciate that. I wanted to ask.
I'm sorry.
I know. I appreciate your time. I wanted to ask. So, I guess to wrap up, to come to a conclusion, what do you see the future for Palestine? What do you see the future for Israel? Do you have an opinion on that you're willing to share?
100%. Again, remember, I'm speaking from the point of view of the religion.
I understand.
Not a political view. In the Torah it's written that a rebellion against the Almighty cannot be succeed. The reference of that is here. This is a part of the Torah. Here. It's in Numbers 14, verse 41. Prophet Moses speak to the Jewish people.
Can I ask, what's the difference between the Torah and the Talmud for the viewers?
This is something else. This
It's
is
a long.
deep
It's,
into
okay.
yes. ויאמר מוישה למו זה אתם אוהבים להסביר השם ולהצליח. A rebellion against the Almighty cannot be succeed. As long as the state of Israel is a rebellion against the Almighty, as I explained, God sent us into exile. Besworn us not to rebel against the nations, not to come out, not to take back the Holy Land by force, just waiting for the Messiah. And there are people where they say, no, we're going out. This is a rebellion. This is like if you have a child, he is bad, you told him I punish you, stay in the corner for 10 minutes, and the child coming out. What means that? Couldn't care less about you, about your punishment, I do whatever I want. This is rebellion. Jewish people are not doing that. God sent us into exile. We are staying in exile. We are not rebelling against the Almighty. Now, going out of exile is a rebellion against Him. Now, a rebellion against the Almighty will not succeed. I know you will ask, oh, it's already 78. Yes, quite a long time. Correct. I didn't want to give you example of evil powers. It's gone on for longer times and it comes to an end. The state of Israel will come to an end, 100%. This is not my words, this is the words of the Torah, and I just tell you what the Torah said as a Jewish rabbi. Not my opinion, not what I think, and I don't have to prove the Torah. The Torah is proof.
Does the Torah say that the state of Israel would happen?
They didn't. No.
It just says any rebellion will be quashed.
Any rebellion. Okay. If you're interested, that happened by a similar situation. Yeah, I don't know if you read the Bible sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
And God took out the Jewish people from Egypt to bring them up in the Holy Land. He commanded them to stay in desert for 40 years. There was many Jews that didn't agree. They say, no, we're going up by force. Then Prophet Moses said that verse. Why do you go against God? You will not succeed. And they didn't succeed at that time. But we believe that every single word of the Torah, it appeals not only for that time, but forever. And a rebellion against God will not succeed. The state of Israel will come to an end. We hope and pray to a peaceful end. We don't look for bloodshed. We need Gorbachev again here. However, no difference. Yes, but we hope it will happen by a peaceful end. Yes, but it will come to an end 100%.
And what happens when it does come to an end? What happens with the Israelis or the Zionists that are there? Where do they go? Do they stay in Palestine?
You're not agreeing with me.
No, not that I'm agreeing.
No, you will not agree what I say.
Yeah, I'm being objective. I'm trying to be objective.
No problem.
I'm saying.
You're asking a good question.
Devil's advocate. So
My answer is
what happens to them?
Nothing. They didn't have to be killed. They don't have to be expelled. They can continue living there, like they live in Morocco, like they live in Iran. They can continue live in Palestine under a Palestinian government. Both parties, Fatah and Hamas, declared many times, we have no problem with Jews. We have a problem with the occupiers.
Or Hamas.
This is very clear. Hamas declared it many times.
Yeah, but Hamas did the. I saw girls in the back of pickup trucks after the October 7 attack. So I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't give credence to what Hamas says.
Okay, you can do whatever you want. I just say what at least their official policy is. But
what happens if they don't adhere to that?
And one can I tell you, we just met Ismail Haniyeh. You know who is Ismail Haniyeh?
No, I don't.
No, we're not allowed here in England to mention who is that. No, we may. I'm just joking.
Okay.
He was the political leader of Hamas.
Okay.
The Zionists killed him already. We met him 3 months after October 7. We were invited in Turkey to a conference. We came up to the conference in the second day. Ismail Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, 3 months after October 7, he appeared to this conference. And he saw the rabbis sitting there. He told them to come up.
Do you think that the word of Hamas can be trusted? Because
1 second, I tell you a story.
I thought you finished.
He told them to come up. When they come up, he embraced them. And he say, declared openly for the world, we have no problem with rabbis like this. Rabbis like this will be welcome in our future Palestine. We have a problem with the occupiers. We have a problem with the people who are committing genocide with us. But rabbis like that, peaceful people, they want to live peacefully. They will be welcome in the future Palestine.
How can you trust the words of?
I didn't say trust.
No.
Trusting.
No.
You just.
I'm not saying.
One second.
I'm not attributing.
One second.
Yeah.
I'm not here to rule the world. Nobody asked me what to do in the future,
Rabbi,
what not to do in the future.
Nobody asked me. Collectively, how can someone, apologies, it's semantics, how can one trust the words of Hamas, judging by their actions, for example, taking hostages? And to reiterate, I'm not saying that I'm pro, I'm not saying I'm against. I'm trying to look at it and be as fair as possible and objective to perhaps, the viewers that might have these questions. How can one trust the words of an organization that takes hostages and orchestrates attacks like October the 7th, for example? How can you take what they say in good faith? A lot of people would say that, a lot of people in Hamas, they were being located in, for example, Qatar in extreme wealth, while people in Palestine are suffering, or not living a comparable life to themselves. I believe a leader should be, with the people, living among them. So how can you, judging by those actions, how can one trust anything that Hamas say? So, for example, tomorrow, if Israel hypothetically said, "All right, guys, let's go, let's give the land to Palestine," and then, they come and, carry out.
I don't know the politics of the world. Russia have a war with Ukraine, correctly?
Yeah.
They have also a war with Moldavia.
I'm ethnically I just
No,
wanted to say.
I'm just asking
Yeah.
technically.
Well,
the war is also on Moldavia.
No, they have a Transnistria, which is an independent.
No, please, just answer.
Yeah, no.
They have a problem with the Polish people.
Russian people.
Yes.
I mean, I can't speak on behalf of all Russian people.
Yes, but I'm just asking the political. I don't know the politic. Did they have a problem with the hating Poland? The hating Hungarians?
Well, I don't know. There was conflict with Soviet Union in those countries.
Okay, you're going
But
very
what's
deep.
what's
I
the
want
what's
just
the
to bring
what's the
out
purpose?
point.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a problem with Ukrainians. For a person, a Ukrainian person, yes, to go into Russia, it's danger. But a Hungarian people to go into Russia is also danger. No, he will say, I'm not Ukrainian. I'm Hungarian.
So you're
I
saying
have no problem. Yes, the same thing when we say for the Hamas or anyone, I'm not your enemy. That's all.
there were people on megaphones I remember in 2021. I just wanted to clarify. I'm not just Russian.
No,
I've got.
1 second.
Yeah.
I answered this question. You say, how can we trust? Because we are not their enemies. That's all. They know that we are not their enemies. They're hating occupiers. They're hating Israelis. They are not hating Jews. When a Jew made the distinguishment between a Jew and between a Zionist, they have no problem with that. Like in Russia, they have no problem with Polish, no problem with Hungarians. If somebody will say, I'm Polish, oh, very good, I give you a nice hotel, no problem. If you're Ukraine, I kill you. I'm sorry, I don't say that they're going to kill any Ukrainian. I just bring you out the point when they recognize this is not my enemy. Sorry, I have no problem with it.
I've seen videos though, and quickly at one point, I'm not just Russian, I've got many ethnicities in me, but I've seen videos of people driving through with Palestinian flags and screaming on megaphones, kill all the Jews, we will kill all the Jews. I've seen that physically with my own eyes. So, if that's in broad daylight in the UK, then I would say that not all, in the same way that not all Jews are Zionists, I would say that there are a considerable faction within Hamas that wouldn't adhere to that and would want to take great pleasure in killing Jews, and on the reverse to say that okay, well, Israel doesn't exist anymore, so everything will be fine. I find it difficult to believe that people will just switch like that, and then especially people.
Yeah, but look, this is only a prayer, what we pray to God. I'm not a politician. I'm not in the position to say yes or no, do or don't do. Yes, he's just asking me what in my opinion is what will happen. I told you this is what the Torah say. Again, we pray to God to be it on a peaceful way. As I told you, we need Gorbachev again. Maybe he will manage to do that. However, but I just say this is our prayer. What will happen? We will see what God will do. We will be praying and we have to stay on the right side. This is what we have to do in our whole life. Not to stay on the side of the people who commit genocide. We have to stay on the side of the people but are oppressed, not in the side of
you mentioned
oppressors.
genocide a lot, but you've not attributed much credence to attacks in October the 7th. So that's
October 7 didn't start in October 7. You can't start in the middle of a
no,
story.
I understand.
It started 78 years ago.
I understand
yes.
that, but it still happened.
Yes.
So how
okay.
how can you?
Yeah, but look, I'm not justifying any bloodshed. Yes, I'm not here to justify any bloodshed. Yes, but just open the eyes and think a bit. This is not something that's start now. No, this didn't start now. In the middle of a war, you will ask, I saw with my eyes that the Ukrainian person, he killed the Russian person. So you start a story in the middle. Started for 5 years ago. Who started the war? I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe Ukraine started. I don't know.
I've got no skin in the game. But what I'm saying is, you lose credibility when I think that you one, not you specifically, but one loses credibility. This is why I'm trying to be objective as possible. You know, I have my own biases for everything, of course I do, but I'm trying to ask the questions that the viewers might have. So if one's talking about, on one hand, genocide, whether one person believes it's genocide or not, then by the same justification, they need to comment on these attacks as well. So I think that, you know, it needs to be balanced, that things need to be mentioned in
what's happened? You're going out with your child and you're running in the street. You will say, "Hey, Johnny, come back." He will say, "No, I'm going in the street." What you will do? "Johnny, come back straight." And he say, "No, I want to play in the street." You will catch him, "Come back." And he will say, "No." And you will pull him with all your... Yes, because it's danger. What will happen if you go in the street and someone else going, not your child? You will tell him, "Hey, go down of the street, it's danger." He will say, "No, I'm going in the street." You say, "No, go down. You know what's going to happen. The car will come." You say, "No, I'm going." You say, "What can I do?" But your child, you will keep and take him away with all your means, because it's your child. Yes? When somebody come in your name to commit genocide, you find your duty to come out about it.
Yeah, but come on,
what's happened?
Raping girls.
One second. What's happened on other people? Okay.
Yeah, but Rabbi, I mean, I've been to war myself. I'm a former soldier. I've been 5 years in the British Army. I've been to Afghanistan twice. That's just to give some context, but there's still morally what's right and wrong, and I don't think that kidnapping civilians...
Yeah, look, when you speak about right and wrong, you have to go back to the history of what's happened in the last 130 years.
Okay,
and look very carefully who is right and who is wrong.
I appreciate
Then
that.
You will come to a conclusion. You cannot start a story about October 7. It didn't start it. Again, I'm not justifying any bloodshed. Yes, I'm not justifying that. However, but you cannot judge something that's happened in the middle.
No,
you have to go back from the root and study it very, very carefully. Then you can judge it.
What I'm saying is that the people that are looking at it, perhaps without an opinion, might see this or see that one side is kidnapping civilians and holding them as hostage, whether or not, obviously, tragically, there's collateral damage in all wars. You know, people die, civilians die. War is terrible. I've been to war. I've been on the front lines of war. I've seen things, horrible things that no person should have to see. So I think I'm in a good position to speak about it, but I don't think under any circumstances it's acceptable. You know, whatever one side did or whatever another side did, I don't think it's ever in any.
I'm not justifying. I just stay outside. That's all.
But you comment on the side of the Palestinians, but you won't comment on, the means of what's happened.
Already.
And lastly, I wanted to ask you something, but I can't. I can't remember what I wanted to say.
No problem. You can think about it 1 minute.
I was just thinking, Rabbi. I can't think of what I wanted to say, but listen, I'm so grateful for your time, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time out and speaking to me. It's been a pleasure speaking to you and listening and learning your viewpoints, and I'm really grateful. And
I learn from you also much.
Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
How people thinking.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. Like I say, I watched a few of your interviews, a couple of your interviews, and you're obviously incredibly wise, intelligent man. So thank you for blessing me with your knowledge and perspective. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you.
Yo. So just finished the interview with Rabbi Beck. Let us know your comments, what you thought was good, what you thought was bad, whether you agree, disagree, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much if you made it this far. I'm Marqohpolo. Safe travels. You know what? I never ever drink caffeine, ever. But I've just drunk some Red Bull and I feel so awake. The only reason I drunk it is because I'm dead sleepy. I can 100% see why people get addicted to this stuff, man. It definitely gives a kick. More so if you don't drink caffeine. I can't remember the last time I had like a coffee or anything like that. But I'm wired now, so all good.